I'm just a big Legend of Zelda nerd, but I have that little case where you don't have the drive like you did when you were younger to play the games anymore, and I have that with Skyward Swords, and it really sucks because I've been wanting to get to that, but I just can't do it, and I want to dare myself to do a Let's Play of it, but at the same time, it's like, if I'm going to do a Let's Play of this game, I have to have commentary, and from what you've been speaking, it gets really dull and boring, and it sucks because...
For me, I think the problem is, it does get boring, but another one of the issues is, like, maybe it's just how my sense bar is, because my sense bar is not the greatest, but sometimes it just doesn't respond. With a game like any other game, like another Zelda, it's a simple button pattern. You can learn how to back off. With the Wii Motion Plus, it's infinite patterns, which you have to get perfect, otherwise you get it wrong. And that's what I can't do. I cannot make sure that it's absolutely perfect. Twilight Princess had the right idea with the Wii, where you just, like, you slashed, but it just did a specific thing. You know, it was broad. It needs to be broad. Otherwise, it doesn't work as well. It's too complicated and confusing and quite frankly annoying.
They made it, the Twilight Princess was sort of made like it was compatible with the normal GameCube.
Yeah, it was. I think it was originally for GameCube.
Yeah, it was for the GameCube as well. And it was sort of like how it was okay to play it on the GameCube because of the way they made it. Now, if we're talking about Skyward Sword and we're using the Wii Motion Plus, it'd be impossible to put it in the GameCube and make it exactly how it was with the Wii Motion Plus, because every movement that you do with your hand movement, Link will do the same movement. So it's that accurate, but at the same time, it's too accurate where it's complicated, especially if the game wants you to do some special move, and it's like, but I can't get it at the right angle, because sort of thing like that.
Yeah, it's
especially if you have a bad Wii sensor, then it sucks even more.
I mean, it is a good game, but there are many faults, and you're probably gonna hate me for this. I didn't really like Twilight Princess either.
See, here's the thing. I heard David and you talk about that game. He said he absolutely loved that game, and you hated it.
Yeah.
See, I could go into detail on why people like different Zelda games more than they don't. Like, maybe a little bit better than Eagle Raptor and JonTron can do, because I absolutely understand the hell out of Legend of Zelda. And this would be my main problem with Twilight Princess. I absolutely love that game as well, just because I love every Legend of Zelda game. It doesn't matter how many flaws it has, I just love it to death because I just grew up with it and I love it to death. My main reason why I think many people wouldn't like Twilight Princess is probably because, in a sense, it doesn't stick with the original Legend of Zelda stuff. It's too complicated with the things it tries to do, and there's too many, like, especially if it's coming down to story mode, it doesn't have, like, the certain story mode that most people would think. Like, it has the whole Twilight world, and then it has Ganon. It's like, okay, so there's two villains. And especially what I didn't like about Twilight Princess is the Vant, or Vaunt, I can't remember his name. The way he is, he seems like he's interpreted as this really evil god sort of thing, but like, when you actually fight him, he's just a pushover pissant. And it's like, why? You should have made him a badass, but whatever.
I think my issue with it is, I think I'm right in saying that was actually the first Zelda I played, and I really didn't like it. The reason is, I like the other Zeldas, I really do, the others are great. The problem with that one is the wolf. The wolf is so bad.
Yeah, that was another problem with the people. I completely forgot about the wolf. I don't know why.
The wolf is really bad to control, and it's so dull.
Yeah,
collecting the tears is so boring.
Because it completely takes you out of the Legend of Zelda world.
Yeah.
If you say it in that sense, like, there's, and plus another thing is that this is the main problem with people who didn't like the wolf thing, if I remember correctly. The wolf, in a sense, was completely useless, because you only use him to do one thing, and then you end up switching back to Link, and it's like, well, that was freaking pointless. Sort of thing like that.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of moments with the wolf that was like that.
Yeah,
where you would just switch to him for 5 seconds and then switch back to Link and be like, what's the point? But in my book, I absolutely loved the wolf thing just because wolves are my favorite animals, and the fact that they put a wolf in The Legend of Zelda is like, oh my god! I mean, it made me go completely crazy. But this was the point when I was young and I didn't know anything about like gameplay mechanics, sort of thing like that. So it didn't bother me. But when I play it nowadays, I truly understand why people probably didn't like the wolf thing. But like I said, I don't care because I like it no matter what. But yeah, I totally understand why you didn't like the wolf thing. I would agree with you right there.